All right, traders, welcome to your end of day recap. This is Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group, and it is Tuesday, October 6th. So, theme of the day, very simple for the day, just big reversal day. Pretty nasty reversal to the downside. So, what I'm going to do in this video, obviously, we know that the stimulus talks have broken based on what Trump has come out and said. So, what I try to do at this point, when you have basically such a washout like this, where you're headed in one direction, I have to remember the date of. It feels very similar to when Trump announced tariffs on China. I remember that day specifically. I don't remember the date, which I will get for you, but I do remember the day and the reversal, how quick, and it kind of resembles that a little bit in terms of the price action. So let's go through and we'll talk about. So performance, where did we finish for the day? SPY finished down 1.4%. Qs, which were weak early in the day, recovered, and then to only finish down, on the low, basically of where they were for the day, down 1.8% and did trail. And then small caps, which were like a really interesting story till a couple hours ago, they were up. They touched up 2% for the day, and finished in the red for the day, down 30 basis points. Bonds also, we'll talk about this too. This was also, kind of interesting. And gold finished down on the day. Silver, look at silver get crushed today. So no hiding out in those things. The VIX finished up 5%, right around $30. And you could see it in terms of performance. The Chinese internet names, which were strong all day long, they gave back some gains too, but they were the strongest group. Does feel kind of like an election trade going on there too. Trump has been tough on China. Perhaps if there is a change in office, maybe Chinese stocks rally a little bit on that. We certainly have seen the clean energy trade, which was popular, all year long, but really getting a boost in the last couple weeks. When we look at sector performance, just a major flip in some things. But aerospace and defense were down hard for the day. They finished down close to 2% for the day. Again, the gold miners, right? It's so funny that people, I hear this every once in a while. Oh, what you should buy is gold miners for safety. That doesn't work. Theoretically, yes, I understand the point. But a lot of times in practice, it just doesn't work. They finished down 3.7%. And gold and silver miners were your worst performers on the day. So, again, if you're one of those who think that you can hide out in gold and silver during this, it doesn't necessarily work that way, especially in those miners. Energy stocks too, which were kind of the bright spot early on, they reversed pretty hard too. So let's go through some of these charts. We'll see if we can kind of come up with some levels to watch. But yes, S&P, started the week, basically started the week in value, and then you had a nice green candle out to kind of get us outside of value and a move back. So we'll see where this overnight session takes us. Who knows if there's another headline that kind of changes things at this point, but support is down there at 3317, which is basically where we were on Friday. So if you want to try to put things in perspective a little bit, you could basically say that we're right around like the Friday's close at this point. So, just kind of a rewind. And I hate to say this, but it is what it is, right? Well, I think everybody knows that, or everybody has thought that this will be choppy going into the election. Well, you certainly got chop. Qs, you have a nice level to watch down here, 270. Call it, I was going to say 274 and change, but you can call it 274. So there's your level to watch. Here's your false breakout for the day, right? We actually tried around, this is just 2 hours, just a couple hours ago. We were up at 281, and that's a significant move down. And then really what was, I think, the story of the day, and like I said, until about 2 hours ago, was the small caps. So interesting. I will give you the level where we stopped at, and I'm wondering if this is another rejection for the small caps. We'll have to wait till the end of the week, but I did tweet this level out earlier. I said, we're kind of returning to the scene of the crime, which is 158.8. So we'll see where that, we'll see if we get leadership coming from the small caps or just another rejection. Could be could be a decent head fake there in the small caps. Next, I want to get to the bonds, right? Big move down yesterday, follow through today, and then we're going to have probably, well, not exactly a hammer bar, but we are holding the 200-day moving average. So, just one of those situations where very tough to kind of draw conclusions based on the price action that we got today. Again, here's the daily, and the 5 minute is going to be pretty crazy, right? The bonds were down at one point today about 0.5%, TLT, the long bond, and they finished up 0.5%. So again, decent swing there. So bonds did act as a place for safety for the day, and yeah, so we'll just kind of see how this develops. But when you have any type of price action like this, the main thing I would say, when you have something like this can kind of mess with your head, depending on what side of the market you were on, or how you were trading this till about 2 o'clock. But if you had a reversal in P&L, I did. I had a reversal in P&L today. I added to a couple things, and but I try to just kind of step back a little bit, unless you were able to make some things. I mean, this move happened so fast. A lot of people I saw, like in the trading room, they stepped away for 10 minutes and, you missed this. So there's not much that you could really do. I think by the time that I saw the headline, and I have a Bloomberg terminal, the price was moving so fast that I normally buy puts like right away when I see a headline like that. I wanted to see if we were going to hold value, which was here, because I had missed that. This was, again, like I said, very, very quick. But I wanted to see if we were going to hold value. We didn't. We fought back a little bit here, and the valuer is again doing a good job. But this developed very, very quickly, and it's tough to tell, right? I mean, I could easily say afterwards, hindsight 2020, that this gave us a good signal, but you just didn't know if you were going to see price basically get back into value for the day. So it is what it is. These when something like this happens, it's very fast, and it is tough to kind of know how it's basically, if buyers are going to kind of come in and shake it off. If this is another one of those tweets that it's not as bad as it seems. We don't really have that information, and I could tell you for now, you just have to kind of respect the price action and just know that we got rejected in some areas, especially in that IWM. So I don't know if the market gods always kind of know. I mean, I think that's a very interesting level that IWM stopped at. Also, when people are starting to kind of put on some trades, including myself, for possible higher rates, and then you see a reversal like that. So, it could be that those are just kind of key areas in the market, and the market was waiting for information to kind of, go ahead and do that move. This was the other area that I thought was kind of interesting. If we look at an XLE chart, I was even, looking at some energy stocks, and I was going to take a shot on, something that I haven't done in a long, long time, on an energy name, because I saw crude, really kind of catching a bid early in the morning, and I'm like, hey, maybe something different is going on here. And I looked at this XLE chart as well as Exxon, and I saw that we were coming into resistance, which is 30.82. So there goes that idea out the window, because I did see this and I'm like, hey, if it was a different looking picture, but it just looks like a rally into resistance, or a bounce in a downtrend. So nothing to do there, but I just kind of thought that was interesting. A lot of trades, I'll go through some of the option activity for you. I would say that um, you know the option activity at the end of the day, we did see a big EWJ order. Remember, that does have exposure to the yen, but they went out far. They went out to January 22. Other trades that we saw today, just a little bit of everything. There was a little bit of go-go. There was some SPCE calls. What was the other trade that was interesting that we saw? This Lake order, January 21, big order, 640,000 was not. I don't think that was versus a block of anything. A little bit of the semis were acting really strong in the morning too. So some different things. Of course, Apple buying on the event that they announced, right? I did add an Apple long today on that, looking for a run into the event. However, it sounds like the House is looking to go after big tech, which was announced after the close. So that makes that trade more complicated. So that's the option activity. The trade blotter, which I always show, you know, Qualcomm was able to take a target. Here was the trade that I did for kind of long banks with the move in interest rates. I took off this trade in Pure Storage from yesterday. Chipotle was very strong early on. Again, I did take a target at 1290 on this one. UPS was acting well in the beginning of the day. So again, it's that's all my trades. I really didn't chase today's price action. I did add to a couple trades at the end of the day, but I really tried to basically stay grounded for the day, and I have trades on, and was just kind of managing them and taking targets and things like SE. Where's my target in SE? 164. I was looking to take another target up right around 2 o'clock today, but clearly that didn't happen. So that's the end of today's recap. And like I said, when this price action, I'll kind of just leave with this end of video thought. When this price action happens like this, I try to just kind of let it settle in and try not to really get on the hook. Try to forget about where your P&L was a couple hours ago versus where it is at the end of the day. You kind of just have to wipe the slate clean and try not to what I call make unforced errors. Pushing trades at the wrong time, just because you were looking at your P&L and it's much different. That can kind of lead to mistakes. So I would say be patient and try not to rush in to buy the dip. Until things kind of settle down a little bit. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.